Crunch into the mic.
I got a little feedback on that one.
Why'd I get chills? I don't even feel like an ASMR.
ASMR in real life.
They made ASMR a real thing, bro.
That's so crazy. Welcome back to a Sporty Threesome. Today we're swapping out one boy for another. Jobey, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty great. I did have a week off. I had to rest. I've had some work has been hectic to say the least.
I feel that.
Our store got 300 foot of copper wire stolen from like the wiring that goes to like the power and all that, and there was 300 foot of it was just stolen from us in the middle of the night.
That's crazy.
Which is like a crazy thing to just steal.
Like what are you gonna use that
like
for?
you can sell it. Copper wire is really expensive. Copper wire is very
okay.
So like so they stole it, but like the fact that it was like all hooked up and running, like I don't know how they did it. They had to be like trained, like because that's not something that you can just like grab and like pull out,
right?
Because you're gonna die if you do that,
right?
Because of like of the current that's going through it, like so they had to be trained. They had to know what they were doing. They had to know like where to go, how to turn off the electricity, and or turn off the power to it. It was crazy.
That is crazy. How do you know how to do that without getting put on a list for looking up how to steal copper wire on Google?
How do you know how to do that and not have a job to where you don't have to do that? Like,
it's so funny.
I'll hire you right now to put it back. It's been a week and we still don't have power.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, they finally got some people out there today to start putting it back, but we've been running a fucking generator and we have like a lamp in the middle of the store that's like powering like that's like lighting us up, and we have like 2 computers that are running and we're just using those, and it's been rough. It's been rough.
What do customers say when they walk into your ramshackle shack?
A lot of them I get the same. A lot of them has been the same response of like the walking, because a lot of my customers are old people. Like, I'd say the average age is like 50 or 60. So they gotta crack a joke.
Oh yeah.
So they'll walk in and be like, well, I could pay the electricity bill if that's what's happening, and stuff like that, and like I thought y'all were closed. I didn't see a light out here and stuff. I'm like, ha ha, kill me. I mean, the worst part is that like the AC isn't working, so like it's literally just cold in there because it's cold outside. So I've been like layered up and stuff. And like I've made like 4 jokes with like customers about like calling OSHA on my boxes. and like they're jokes, but at the same time, I'm really hoping one of them hits and they commit. I'm like, do it.
And they're like, wait a minute. You should call OSHA. What the fuck is this?
Because all these dudes are like 50 or 60-year-old vets who repair appliances and don't care about anything like that. Plus, there are customers. They're going to want us to stay open.
Right, yeah, for sure.
If I called OSHA on any of our stores, they would close us down. How was your day?
It was pretty good. I woke up at Bree's place. I got some Costco pizza.
Nice.
And I drove home. Yeah, I am.
Oh yeah.
I am a Costco member. Yeah. So if you ever need anything from Costco, I got you. No, for real, I got you that hookup, But yeah, and traffic was terrible. There was this whenever I was like is always fucking backed up. And so there was a moment where it told me to like go to get off and then like take like a back roads away. And so I took this back roads to save like 7 minutes is what my GPS said. And I was on this back roads and there was this like long road that's like next to like a private airfield, and it's like, maybe I'll bleep that out too. I don't know how. It's basically like it's a wide open road where like the speed limit was like 45, but like who gives a shit? You know what I mean? And so there's this dude in front of like like I got onto this road with like a couple of other cars, and there's this car in front of me, and I didn't even realize that like homeboy had gotten dusted by all the cars in front of him, and I was like just kind of like riding his ass because he was going like 35 and a 45.
Oh my god.
And he like puts on his brakes at one point, and I'm like, whoa dude, like what the fuck are you doing? And then he like continues going slow as fuck, and then at one point like he like actually brake checks my ass like for the second time, which
Oh
is
my
now what I
God.
realized had happened. And like for like no reason, right? Like there's no reason that this man should be brake checking me. Like it's if you're adhering to the speed limit in this area, then like you are the one in the wrong. And also brake checking me, hello, that's crazy. Like I'm not even riding your ass like crazy. I didn't even realize it before the first time. And so the second time I almost fucking hit him because like I was it did get to a point where I was like, you need to go faster.
Yeah.
Like, catch the hint, man. And then so like he brake checks my ass. I honk at him, swerve out of the way, flip him off, and he's like yelling out his door at me.
They always are.
And then I continue on my merry way, and then I go like 60 down the rest of the road because like that's what you do.
That's what you do.
And then on the way to like get back onto the highway, it was like backed up like red on Apple Maps, and I ended up not saving time even if I just like went the way that I needed to. So that was, you know, not fun, but I mean, hey, we're here, we're living, we're vibing. Not every day has to be a good day, but you just got to be thankful that you're alive some days.
Amen.
You know.
Amen.
And this was after the most tragic conference championship weekend
Of our
we
lives.
could have. Yeah,
maybe.
honestly.
Of our lives, potentially. Just like, God, like it could be worse, but
I don't know if it could, actually. You know, like Chiefs, Niners. I think that is the worst possible outcome.
It could be worse if we were Mahomes haters.
I guess that's fair.
That's why we.
I guess that's fair.
That could be worse. That's how. Yeah, cause. Yeah, no. I mean, it's not ideal. I mean, it's a rematch of what you saw like 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And yeah, no one really wants to see that. Like, you don't have a lot to lose if you're the Chiefs in this situation. And maybe I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Like maybe we should be talking about the Super Bowl preview. I'll elaborate more on that.
Oh, true.
Once we go through the breakdown. Let's break down these conference games first because they were some doozies.
Yeah, for sure. Why don't we talk about the first one to start off the weekend with Ravens Chiefs.
Ravens Chiefs, yeah. Let's talk about the Ravens first, I guess, since you know they went out there and stunk it up.
For sure. I mean, I think the story of the game was that Ravens offense being very anemic the entire night.
They were just they made a lot of dumb decisions. I don't know what Todd Monken was thinking, but like we'll start off with Ravens offense because like that's the reason they lost the game is the offense. I'm not gonna say specifically Lamar. I'm not gonna say specifically the play calling.
Or specifically Zay Flowers.
Or specifically Zay Flowers.
NFL Twitter wants you to believe.
Like Zay Flowers is not going to China. Please stop. Please stop.
I've never heard that one before. I thought that was.
I saw it was a clip and it was like Zay check your voicemail and it was like the clip of Shaq being like what the Shaolin Tigers or whatever.
That's so funny.
Yeah. So like the Zay like it's not specifically Zay's fault, but it was just a culmination of like everything that could have went wrong, like just kept going wrong.
Yeah.
They had the turnovers with the Lamar fumble and the Zay fumble and the Lamar pick. They two of which were in the end zone. The Zay fumble in the end zone and then the Lamar pick in the end zone, you're not going to win a game like that.
Yeah.
They couldn't get any run game established, and they also didn't try to.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's hard to get a run game established when you give both of your running backs three carries.
Yeah, a combined total of 6 carries from Gus Edwards and Justice Hill.
Gus Edwards ripped off a 15-yard run like halfway through the first quarter, and then Todd Monken was like, "Not gonna do that again.
Yeah,
Don't want to see that
hated
again."
that. Ew. Like it was ridiculous. Lamar had 8 runs. I think only one of them was a designed run. So you're looking at like 7 total designed runs, maybe 8 or 9. I think is that Zay had like 2, but like I barely count those as run plays. Those are just like the gimmicky trick plays.
Right. Yeah.
I'm talking about like just run the ball, just run the damn ball.
Yeah.
Like, that's all you got to do. Like at least to establish a rhythm, and the game was never out of hand.
No.
Like the Chiefs scored 17. The game was never out of hand. I don't care if it's like 17 to 7 was like the worst that it looked for the Ravens. That's very doable, especially since it was like,
and that was at halftime.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we can talk about the Ravens defense in a moment, but I mean, like, holding the Ravens offense had plenty of chances to answer back, to return the favor that the defense was giving them.
Yeah.
And it felt like all the Ravens needed was like one like well-constructed drive to like get them a touchdown and make the game a 3-point game.
But they didn't want to construct a drive. They just wanted the chunk plays, it seemed like.
Yeah.
They were chasing the like big play the entire time. And they got the one good one with the Lamar, like scramble and dot to Zay on that crazy thing, like where he juked I think it was Karloftis. That he like just dipped under and had like an amazing throw, and like the Ravens are more than capable of doing stuff like that. We saw it all day, but like other than that, Zay had a pretty good game other than the fumble.
Yeah, I don't remember what he ended up with, but like there were stats during the game where he was making up for like more than half of the Ravens' total yards, which is why I'm like, if it's just revisionist history, if you're like being like Zay Flowers lost you this game. Oh, so true.
Yeah, the Ravens just couldn't construct a drive. They wanted the chunk plays. I forgot what I said. We'll start with that. They failed to get Mark Andrews involved.
That's crazy, right?
Get Isaiah Likely involved. Yeah, like Mark Andrews comes back. You're like top 3 tight end in the league, and you throw him 1 target, 2 targets, something like that. It was not a lot. Like I'll look back at the stats just to make sure, but like you failed to get anyone else involved. You failed to like make an effort to involve anyone else, and it was just a sad performance to watch.
Yeah, I mean, like, I thought this was gonna be like one of the greatest games of all time, like through the first 3 drives or whatever. 'Cause like the Ravens don't get anything going, but then the Chiefs score, and then the Ravens answer back with the score, and then the Chiefs answer back with the score, and I'm like, oh man, look at us go! Like this is the conference championship, and then
it had all the workings and all the makings to be one of the best games of all time. One of the games where you can look back on and be like, man, that Lamar MVP season game going up against the Chiefs. Who were like on the peak of their dynasty and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, like even
the peak of their dynasty, this is like I don't even say like I feel like the Chiefs dynasty can have another upswing. This is just kind of like a low point, I think. Because I think this is like the worst team in the Chiefs dynasty era.
I agree with you that this Chiefs roster is not as good as some of the other ones in years past. I mean, they don't have like Tyreek Hill. Well, I don't even want to say Travis Kelce has taken a step back because this playoffs, it's not been like that.
Yeah, I guess it just doesn't matter when it's playoff time.
Yeah, which is why like taking like a low point in the Chiefs dynasty, like let them not make a conference championship first. You know,
this was Lamar's year when the Chiefs have a low point. This This was either Lamar or Joe Burrow or Josh Allen's year. Like, let one of them make it. Come on. Like, Burrow had his shot, I guess, and like, he couldn't follow through on that. But like,
I mean, to be fair, it was his second year in the league and his first
Yeah.
year fully healthy.
Jamar Chase's rookie year, I mean, first year on that team, their miracle run. They weren't even like a high seed. They were like what, 3 seed, something like a 4 seed.
I don't remember. They probably at least won the division,
Yeah,
but yeah. So like this year has taught me that it literally does not matter,
it doesn't.
and I guess I'll have to give Mahomes and Reed and the Chiefs the like Tom Brady treatment where it's like you
Where it's
just
like-
always got to pick them, you know.
Whereas like you always gotta at least like give them credit or give them. You can't count them out basically.
Yeah.
There's always the chance. And also they have the same effect where other teams just suck against them.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if it's actually their doing or like do teams just suck
I feel like
against like Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes.
it's some weird like good team phenomenon where like teams will like go away from like what works with them
Mm-hmm.
in order to like
To try and beat
Yeah.
the super team that is the Chiefs and
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes.
like surprise them or something, like instead of adhering to your offensive identity
Yeah, and sticking
with
to your game
running
plan.
the ball, like
They ran the ball less times. I saw the tweet like before this, the least amount of times they had ran the ball in a season was like, or the least amount of times that they had ran the ball this season in a game was like 17 or something like that.
that's crazy.
They had six
That's crazy.
design runs from their running back.
And like in a game, and like at the end of the day, this was a one score game, so it's like
Yeah.
what, like you don't need to be doing all that.
You didn't need to. Like it was never more than 2 scores away. You had the ball multiple times with plenty of time. Your defense did not give up a point in the second half. Your defense held Patrick Mahomes to 0 points in the second half, and you didn't capitalize on it at all. It was ridiculous. But I guess that's a good segue to go into.
Or wait, hold on,
Oh.
sorry. I was
Oh.
trying to look this up on the NFL app, but it took a long time to load. But part of the reason why I wanted to highlight the one score game is Lamar Jackson had 37 pass attempts in a one score game. You don't gotta be like passing like that
You don't.
in a one score game.
You don't. Especially when your O line is getting absolutely obliterated for
Dude.
most of the game. Especially towards the end, like the O line could not hold up.
It
Like,
was
get some like some runs out and like onto the outside zone. Like get some space out there. Don't just keep trying to just drop back whenever your O line is getting destroyed and like Lamar was like hesitant to take off. It seemed like at times he wasn't like being his like best self and
yeah.
you just can't like and like the rest of the team wasn't making up for it. The play calling wasn't making up for it.
I remember a play where Lamar is like rolling out to his right and like trying to like tell a receiver to like go ahead or something like that
Mhm.
when he absolutely could have ran to get the first down, and then he just didn't, and he
Yeah.
like threw the ball to him and it wasn't complete.
I think he got sacked on that play actually, or not sacked, but like tackled like at the line of scrimmage or something like that, or like threw it away or something. I
Mm.
don't remember.
I think it was like a throwaway,
I
or
think
like
it might have been.
yeah, but like if he was like, I'm just gonna get this first down real quick, like I think that
Yeah.
would have worked. And there were a bunch of plays where like I don't know, there was it was so weird because there was on the drive where Zay Flowers fumbled, there was like because they started on the like 99-yard line or something,
Mhm.
and their first play that they tried was like throwing a go ball to Zay Flowers.
Yeah.
And then they like did a couple more plays, and then they threw out another go ball to like Odell or something like that.
Yeah, it
Which
was, like-
also they didn't get Odell involved until like late in the game.
Yeah,
And he was like getting first downs and
I think
receptions.
he had a couple of plays. He had 6 targets for 3 catches and 22 yards.
Yeah. So I don't know. It was just like a really weird misusage of talent. It was very I don't know. It was very like not Ravens like.
Yeah, Mark Andrews, 2 targets, 2 receptions, 15 yards. Like Lamar Jackson, 1 target, 1 reception, 13 yards.
Hey.
You're telling me we had that amazing play, that amazing play from Lamar, and the Ravens still only put up 10 points that whole game. That those things happened in the same game.
Unbelievable.
And then yeah, it was just the fumbles killed them, the interceptions, the turnovers, like 3 turnovers in a game, and 2 of them being in the end zone, literally in the end zone,
Yeah.
are not. You're not gonna win the game. You're not gonna win, especially against the Chiefs.
Well, that Chiefs defense really did its best to keep Lamar and company in check. They held them to 10 points, one of the league's
Yeah.
best offenses this year. Um, we've talked all year about how good this Chiefs defense is, and I feel like it's pretty safe to say that, like, this. I mean, not only is this the best defense that Kansas City has had in the Mahomes era, but if you're able to hold dudes like Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, their offenses the way that they did, even when you have like not the best. I mean, the Chiefs' offense only put up 17 points in this
Mhm.
game, and so obviously both of these defenses held up their ends of the bargain.
It definitely was more of a defensive game than most people thought it was going to be going into it. I mean, the highlights of the teams have been defenses, but they're also powered by like really like 2 of the most talented quarterbacks in the
Yep.
league. So you figured that they would overcome it. Uh, and you figured if it was a defensive battle, the Ravens would have come out on top. But no, all credit to the Chiefs. The Chiefs defense. L'Jarius Sneed had himself
Bro.
a game, man. L'Jarius Sneed went crazy.
He really did.
He was killing it.
Trent McDuffie also
Trent
did
McDuffie
really
had
well.
a good game.
That Chiefs secondary is something to behold.
They
for
were
sure.
locking down. We don't have like the all 22 yet, so we can't like look at it, but and like tell if it was like lockdown or if Lamar was making just bad reads. But it seemed like for the most part every time we saw the overall view, it looked like they pretty much locked everyone down.
Yeah.
They
There
were
was one play where like Lamar was like in the pocket and like trying to like see what to do. Oh, I think it was literally that play where he like rolled out to the right and had like no options and was like looking for someone. And like literally like when the broadcast like panned out to like an all 22 angle, it was just like damn, like everyone is covered.
Mhm.
And I can't help but think that like maybe that's why they were able to shut down Mark Andrews in the way that they did. I can't help but think that like they were just like content to let Zay Flowers beat them or something like that. I don't know. But whatever, I mean Steve Spagnuolo is like a top 3 defensive mind in the league right
He is
now.
a very highly sought after defensive mind. I think he's gonna make some noise at least. I definitely think he should be getting like some nods towards at least like other defensive coordinator positions. I'm sure
For
people
sure.
will be interviewing him. Um, but yeah, no, the secondary was locked down and the defensive line was not letting up.
Yeah, Chris Jones is an absolute monster.
Yeah, the Chiefs had 4 sacks. Like
Damn.
sacking Lamar Jackson 4 times is crazy.
Yeah.
Going into the game, I don't think either quarterback had been sacked in like a while. It was
Yeah.
I want to say all playoffs.
Damn. I mean that makes sense. I feel like I was hearing those kinds of stats going into this game.
Yeah, basically neither team gives up a lot of sacks, and because I mean Lamar Jackson's like the best at avoiding pressure, and same with like Patrick Mahomes. They're both top guys when it comes to like pocket presence and pocket awareness and like avoiding like losses and stuff like that, like big losses like sacks. So to get to Lamar Jackson 4 times is crazy, and to just like constantly be applying pressure like that, like the whole fourth quarter, every snap that Lamar dropped back, it felt like he was just getting pressured instantly. I mean, he was finishing his drop back and people were already in his face. The offensive line wasn't blocking well. Whenever the running backs came in, like Gus Edwards, that he wasn't blocking well. It was just not. It was just not a good game
Yeah,
for pass protection. And yeah, I mean, I guess it does help the secondary if they don't have to pass protect for as long.
for sure. Yeah, yeah, and the Chiefs defense is full of guys. The and then the Chiefs offense has two guys that are, I mean, the greatest of all time, question mark. Like, I don't know what it is about NFL goats
Yeah.
and their tight ends, but
Yeah, two goats on a team for sure. I like. What can you say about Patrick Mahomes at this point? Like, he just does it. He just wins, man. He's perhaps the best playoff performer, ever.
yeah, like through the first half, it was like I think some of his like best efficiency numbers in a half in a playoff game, and it just happened to be against literally like one of the best defenses of all time, like
Like,
DVOA wise.
at least like yeah, DVOA wise, and like in the like since the 2000s and stuff, it's been like one of like the like best statistic defenses in a bit. And yeah, no, he just him and Travis, like 11 targets, 11 receptions, over 100 yards, and a touchdown. I don't know the specific yards right in front of me. 116 yards and a touchdown.
Damn, man.
And then Rashee Rice got involved. He was like he was doing pretty good. Rashee Rice.
He was.
I definitely think that he's cemented himself as a wide receiver one
Oh, for sure.
in this Kansas City offense for years to come. I don't think that they should stop. I think that they definitely need to keep. I definitely say draft a wide receiver. This
Yeah,
year.
you can't count on that MVS miracle catch
Oh
to
my
steal the game
God.
for you, cause
Playoff.
no,
MVS.
literally playoff MVS is crazy, bro. Cause why has he had two game sealing plays in consecutive games for the Chiefs when Kansas City needs a guy they call number 11.
How do you even know his number off rip?
Cause I know the numbers.
Oh man.
I don't know why,
Yeah,
but they're
no,
ingrained in my mind.
Yeah, no, MVS had a big catch at the end to seal the game.
His second catch of the game, by the way.
Yeah, second catch. Checo had a good game.
Yeah.
He was I mean the Chiefs established the run and they stuck with it and it worked.
They gave him 24 carries.
That's crazy. But like that's what you do. If it works, like let him keep cooking and like let the clock run out. Like the time of possession, oh my god, the time of possession was
Oh man.
let me see if I can find this real quick. Time of possession, there was a 15-minute gap in time of possession.
That's
the
insane.
Chiefs held the ball for 37 minutes, the Ravens for 22. You can't win a game like that. Like what?
And the thing that's crazy is that the Kansas City offense was worse in total yards, passing yards, and yards per play than the Baltimore offense. And I think when it comes, I mean, like, how can you blame anything other than the turnovers in the end zone?
Turnovers, yeah. Whenever you look at all those stats, you're like, how did they lose at the end? Then you see 2 fumbles and an interception and like 3 turnovers, 2 of them being in the end zone. It's just, I mean, if either of those go differently, then like you're looking at a completely different game. But they didn't, and you want to sit there and blame it, but at the same time, 10 points, you got it. You got to do more than that.
Yeah.
The Chiefs punted every single down, every single time they got the ball in the second half. They punted every single drive in the second half, and you couldn't do anything with it. You got 1 touchdown out, and that was it.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of I'm speechless, to be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah.
I was like, I remember in the breakdown that we did before this game, talking about pick'ems and all that, like I was thinking like we have John Harbaugh, we have Mike McDonald, we got Todd Monken, we got Lamar Jackson. Like it felt like everything was surrounding this Ravens team to like
Mhm.
push them to success.
This was their year.
And it's like Patrick
Yep.
Mahomes.
Patrick Mahomes.
That's
all.
it.
Yep, that's all it takes. It's just Patrick Mahomes being like, nah.
And like it's cool to see. I mean, it's cool to see.
It is.
We're
It
watching
is.
GOAT trajectory right now.
Like overall, and like in the end, I do think it'll be cool. You know, Patrick Mahomes went to like 5 Super Bowls in 5 years or whatever, and like it's cool to see. But in the moment, you're like, damn, I kind of want someone else to be in here.
Yeah, like why not? Just for entertainment.
Doesn't even have to be my team. I just want. I'm saying this as a Saints Rams fan, a non-playoff team, and a 6 seed that got eliminated by Jared Goff.
Hey, I think he deserved that win. I do. I mean, it sucks to see the way that their game turned out.
Yeah, you wanna talk about their game now?
Yes, but I do want to talk about one more play from that Ravens game.
Oh, yeah. Final thoughts on the Ravens Chiefs game.
I can't believe that Isaiah likely put his hand up in triple coverage to try and get that ball in the end zone.
And Lamar threw it.
And Lamar threw it. Why did he throw that ball?
No, yeah. See, likely throw it to, and like it wasn't the best ball. It wasn't. Like
No.
It could have definitely been thrown further.
And low key was also kind of pass interference. But I mean, if you're throwing it to triple coverage, like what else is gonna happen?
You're not gonna get that call unless like in that triple coverage, one of the dudes is like picking you up and carrying you away while the other two go for the ball,
Yeah.
or like something like that. You're not gonna get a pass interference call in there. Like you don't throw that ball. You just don't. Like God, it was just such a bad throw, and it was just the cherry on top of a very uncharacteristic bad outing from one of the best teams in the league.
Yeah. And like it was also just like the mental mistakes, like Zay Flowers and the taunting call,
Yeah,
Which-
that was dumb.
which is like I hate taunting so bad. Like let him flex on his
Yeah.
guy and spin
Yeah.
the ball in his face. Like that was hard. And the crazy thing is he was flagged for that, and then their social media was like, he really showed him, and it's like like what like the dissonance, the disconnect there does not make any sense to me.
Yeah, and I saw a bunch of people complaining about how like every time Kelsey got the ball, he would flex afterwards. It's just because Zay like threw the ball at his like on the ground, like right in front of him, and like flexed right on top of him.
Yeah. And even the whoever Gene Steratore or whoever the fuck the ref in the booth
Yeah.
was like, I mean, like the push down was like all right, but it was like the flex that really like
Yeah.
over
The ball and the flex.
Yeah, because like homeboy was still grabbing on to Zay
Yeah.
when he was trying to get up. Of course, he's gonna push him down.
I think it was the culmination of all those acts.
100%. Which is like I knew that was going to be a taunting call as soon as he did it.
Yeah.
Which is why it's also like, why are you doing that? You know?
Oh, and there were so many dumb penalties by the Ravens side. Like Mahomes gets the passing the rough in the passer calls like more than the average quarterback.
For sure.
But also like who was it? Jadeveon Clowney, I think it was like late in the fourth with that awful rough in the passer call where like Mahomes threw the ball and then he took like 2 steps and just shoved him. No, he didn't shove him. He put his head down and like went right in towards his helmet. Like, what are you doing? Even if Mahomes has the ball, that's not a legal quarterback hit. You don't put your head down and hit him in the helmet. Like, what are you doing? You are throwing away the game.
Yeah.
It was so undisciplined, so like messy, so like I don't know if they got emotional and just lost it or what, but like
I don't know.
like that's gonna get called. It's gonna extend the drive. You're gonna lose the game because of it, and you still do it.
And there was also like a 12-man on the field call that they had, and that was
Mhm.
just like, man, like what are you guys doing? And then I mean, I guess this was in response to that, but then uh
The Roquan penalty.
yeah, the Roquan
Yeah,
Smith
that
penalty.
was so that, I mean, at that point, like they weren't gonna get into field goal range because of the penalty, and then it's gonna be 1st and 10 instead of 1st and 5.
Yeah,
So I understood that penalty.
for sure.
That one made sense to me.
But it ended up being a personal foul call because
Unnecessary roughness.
he just like tossed him to the
he
ground.
didn't have to like he didn't have to shove the dude and like truck him. He could have just like jumped.
Yeah.
He could have just jumped on sides and like just like touched him or something like that. But instead, he decided to truck him.
God damn. I wish the Ravens won this game so bad.
Yeah.
But hey, here we are. Chiefs in the Super Bowl again, baby. What's new? What's new?
Yeah. Chiefs dynasty continues. All right, and now to talk about their opponents after that NFC game, which if the Ravens Chiefs game hurt, this one killed me.
As America's #1 49er hater, I was so distraught seeing the way that the Lions imploded in this game.
Oh my god.
Why don't we start with the Lions offense? Because that was the story to start the game.
Yeah, Lions offense to start the game. Oh my god, they were firing on all cylinders. I mean, they were the Gibbs was doing great. They had explosive plays. Montgomery was killing it. Amon-Ra wasn't that involved in it early on, but like Laporta was,
Oh, for sure.
and yeah, the big game was the running back game. But Goff was comfortable in the pocket. He was delivering dimes. Um, but it started to fall apart right at halftime, and they got that 17-point lead, and then you know it just kind of fell apart. I don't really know like what all to say about that. I mean, Amon Ra didn't get any like did never like got fully involved towards the end. Josh Reynolds dropped like 3 or 4 balls
He
that
was
that some of them could have been caught for sure.
and on like pretty crucial
Yeah,
downs as well.
I do remember a 4th down where it hit his hands and he dropped it. That was a good play by Goff, and then just dropped the ball, and then yeah, that was just the Lions receivers just were not there tonight.
Yeah, I mean the Lions had all the momentum going into this game. They were kind of like the story of the season. Dan Campbell was the guy who, I mean, like, I don't know. People were clowning that 4th down call,
To go for it instead of kicking the field goal. I say kick the
which
field goal, which I know that's not their
yeah,
style, but like it's the playoffs.
yeah, and you
And
gotta tie it up something.
you gotta get the points. You just gotta take the points. And the thing that you're most known for, and like the aggressive part of you, is what's gonna get you to lose the game.
And that was not to be like I told you so or anything, but I was low key peddling that propaganda earlier this season. It was against the Seahawks where they kept it a game. The Seahawks were able to stay in the game because of the fact that there were a couple of 4th down conversions that didn't go the Lions' way, and I mean like to me, this isn't what sealed the deal for them, that particular play. I mean, it certainly did not help. But I mean, it's just, man, it is crazy the way that like the downfall of the teams who have lost in the playoffs so far
Mm-hmm.
has been like noticeable throughout the season, which is like, hmm, uh, do you understand how football works? But it's also like, I don't know, like I guess I just got caught up too much in the storyline of this line season, and I was too much of a hater of the 49ers, which I mean I'll never like I was never gonna pick the Niners here.
Yeah, no. I'm looking at the stats and like I guess the first half was great, but like Amon-Ra had more receptions than I thought. He had 7 receptions, 87 yards, 11 targets. Laporta had 9 receptions, 97 yards. Josh Reynolds only had 1 catch for 25 yards, and then the 3 other targets, which were all pretty bad drops. It was the Lions' offense. They need another receiver. That's for sure.
Yeah.
That's for certain. So they need another receiver.
Amon-Ra is very good. Jameson Williams had an insane touchdown.
He did have a great touchdown, but he's just not a wide receiver too.
Yeah, and I mean Josh Reynolds is cool and all, but like, I mean to be honest, Josh Reynolds as a wide receiver too this season, I feel like has been like pretty good, and it's this like game I felt like was pretty uncharacteristic. Maybe I haven't like been paying attention to Lions ball
that might be your Rams favoritism coming out a little bit.
I don't know. I felt like he was always making big plays.
Because Josh Reynolds, I think, isn't a wide receiver 2. I think he can be a good wide receiver 3, but that's the problem is that the Reynolds and Williams are both wide receiver 3s, and they just have no one to step into that role behind
Laporta.
That doesn't count. That doesn't count.
I mean, he was their leading.
He was their leading receptioner. Like, yeah, so if your tight end has to step into that role, it's not good, especially since your number one. Maybe if your number one was Tyreek, and you can like have someone to make those deep plays, then like you can have a tight end as your number 2. But your number 1 is like the best slot guy in the league. Like you got the slot players. Now you need someone who actually like can go make those boom plays at a rate better than Jameson Williams can. Like it's I don't know, you just need someone else to make the plays out there. Or you need someone a little bit more consistent as a receiver. And Gibbs tried his best. He stepped into that role in the first half, especially. He had that good touchdown, run, and he was making dudes miss. He was really fast. He was showing off his speed, and I think Gibbs, still was a great pick
for sure
for the Lions. And yeah, the run duo was doing good. I'm literally like I have less to say about this one than I do about the Ravens. Chiefs,
no, for
honestly.
sure, yeah.
The more I think about it, because I'm just like, it was just defeating to watch.
It really was.
Like if you're rooting for the Lions, which like most of America was.
And because of the fact that the Niners were on the other side of the ball, and they got the all racism team over there with Nick Bosa and company. It really felt like the people were talking about how like this Niners defensive line wasn't really like as good in years past. Like Nick Bosa wasn't really as good as he had been. Who did they? Oh, Chase Young,
Javon Hargrave. They got dudes on that line for sure, but it definitely was a down year compared to their past years, and I mean maybe that's just the result of losing D'Amico Ryans as a coordinator, which makes sense. I mean D'Amico Ryans, as we can all tell, as we can all see, he's a great coach. So I mean losing someone like that on the defensive side of the ball can definitely make a difference. So I think it's just a matter of just kind of not living up to their full potential. But still, it's still a great deal, and they're gonna get their pressures. They got their pressures on Goff, especially in the second half. They made Goff uncomfortable in the pocket. They made him scramble a few times, and when you get Goff out of that pocket and get him scrambling, it's not gonna go well.
Literally, it's like comical the way that like literally as soon as Jared Goff gets like uncomfortable even a little bit, like
just shuts down.
Dude, it's like Madden where it's like under pressure, like bad accuracy, bad throw, like everything.
His whole screen is shaking.
The route combinations are going all wiggly.
Yeah. No, he doesn't see anything, man. It's as soon as anyone gets any pressure on him, it's immediate, man. It's insane because like you're watching that game and you're like, especially when he's in the pocket, he's such a good he's so good. He's perfect when he's in the pocket, man. He delivers dimes, he delivers great throws, he makes good decisions, and then he just leaves the pocket and forgets how to do anything at all. and the Niners, tried to capitalize that, and they did. They made them uncomfortable.
Um,
And the Lions' defense on the other side of that secondary got cooked, man.
yeah.
The secondary and the Lions secondary. I mean, we said that going into it, is that the Lions
Yeah.
secondary is weak, and they proved us right. Yeah, they got cooked. Brandon Ayuk cooked them. Debo cooked them. Kittle got some good throws or some good catches. Uh, Christian McCaffrey obviously is gonna eat, and Jawan Jennings had a one-handed catch. Brandon Ayuk had the luckiest helmet catch you've ever
Oh
seen.
my god, bro. I kept seeing screenshots of Brandon Ayuk came down with this ball, and it's like the Lions defender
Yeah, with
almost
his
catching
hands,
it with an interception.
Yeah, it's like right in front of his hands. And I can't believe that goes down as like a 50-yard completion for Purdy.
I know, bro. It's like, and the thing, like, one of the worst reasons why, like, I hate that the Niners won this game is Niners fans will not be listening to this podcast.
Oh,
They've
they
heard like 2 episodes, and it's like they'll never give us any credit. And you know what? We won't.
We won't.
I literally do not care.
Go cry about it. if you're a Niners fan, I hope I wasted your time listening to this.
They're like, oh, I wonder what they're gonna say about the Niners defense. We have a really good defense, and Brock Purdy's MVP.
To Niners fans, just so they'll waste their time and listen to us.
Yeah. No, I bet they feed off of the salt.
They do. I don't want a bunch of laughing emojis in my comments from 40-year-old men that are riding Brock Purdy.
Yeah, like the Brock Purdy agenda after this game has been, bro. I saw, sorry, hold on. I needed to, like,
Bro needs a moment.
It hurt me physically what I'm about to say, but I saw like graphics being like, Brock Purdy has the most playoff wins in his first 2 seasons than like any of these quarterbacks, and they listed off like a bunch of great quarterbacks, and like Patrick Mahomes was on the list with 1, and it's crazy the way that like the only game that Patrick Mahomes played was Week 17 in 2017 when when they were like essentially eliminated, and they were like, let's see what the guy that we drafted has in him.
Yeah, I was about to say Patrick Mahomes literally didn't play his first year. That's so stupid.
The agendas that people, and also Richard Sherman, love him, but like
he's an idiot, man.
I don't know why he loves Brock Purdy so much. I don't know why. He's been gassing him up all season, and it's like, and I haven't seen this on the timeline yet, but didn't he have more rushing yards than Lamar?
I don't think it was more. He had 40.
Okay, thank God.
He had 48 though.
Oh, I mean, okay.
Which is still a lot.
It is a lot, and I don't think that was as much as Lamar, but
it was not. Lamar had 54, so he had 6 less.
Thank God. Yeah, I knew it shouldn't have been true because I would have seen it. I would have seen somebody say that.
Yeah, no, you 100% would have seen that if that was true. But yeah, no, I don't know how Brock Purdy all of a sudden learned how to use his legs and like added like a rushing factor. I guess he wasn't like a horrible like rusher before, but he just never did it.
Yeah, and that Niners offensive line would keep him so safe.
He never needed to because he's in the like best case scenario. So yeah, he had those rushes on there that honestly sealed the game. Some of those at the end.
Yeah. Oh, Niners fans, hey, props for Brock Purdy. He made one play that made me be like, huh, good play. And it was like whenever he was like running out of the pocket, and then he like threw like across his body. Granted, it was for like 4 yards to get a first down.
Jennings made a one-handed catch.
Oh yeah, that was that play. Yeah, it was
the Jawan Jennings one-handed catch.
And so basically everyone on that Niners team has to bail him out in order for him to look good. And suddenly, oh, Mr. Irrelevant is going to the Super Bowl. Like, man, shut the fuck up. Like, you guys got like a better Jimmy Garoppolo. A Jimmy Garoppolo that like
That
won't turn
can
the
run.
ball over.
Jimmy Garoppolo that can run.
That's all they needed is for Jimmy Garoppolo to just not. I mean, Brock Purdy will throw you an interception. Let me tell you. But
Oh, he will. Oh, he will.
and he almost did like several times in this game, and I think a couple of them got
one.
dropped. He did throw one.
He did throw one pick.
One got dropped. I think
Yeah,
there was another
one
play
definitely got dropped.
where he dropped, or where someone dropped one. I don't remember exactly, but Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy might be the luckiest player in the NFL since Tom Brady.
I don't think there's ever been. He might be luckier than Tom Brady, honestly.
Through his first, well, he has more playoff wins than Tom Brady.
Yeah,
so
his first 2 years, sure. Like through to a luckier. I can't think of a luckier QB that started off like just like
oh for sure.
Yeah, to start off this lucky immediately. It's been insane.
Yeah. Basically, the reason why the Niners won this game is they got their shit together in the second half, and all the weapons that they've had, they were like, let's everyone was getting involved. Every single one of their weapons, all like fucking 4 of their all pros on their team. Well, maybe like four skill position.
I was about to say 4 of the all pros skill position players. Kyle Juszczyk had a crazy fucking catch.
Yeah,
for like
bro.
30 yards or something like that.
Oh my god, bro.
Yeah. All of them got involved. All of them were doing their thing. Like, if you're Dan Campbell in the Lions, like you can go out there and you can surprise them and like do all this and like have the big throws and have the big trick plays and all that. They tried like 3 flea flickers. I don't think any of them worked.
And I forgot about that.
Yeah, you can do all this, but at the end of the day, talent just won.
Yeah,
like, you gotta be talented, and the Niners were the more talented team, and they just won. They went out there in the second half and they got their act together. Kyle Shanahan went in the locker room and said, "Hey, y'all know that like half of this team is all pro, right? And we have like multiple Hall of Famers, and like we have all this talent, and Cameron Sutton is guarding you on the defensive side of the ball. Like, come on." And then they were like, "Oh yeah," and then they just decided to show up. So it I don't know. It was and then the defensive side of the Niners, their Nick Bosa had a crazy game. He had 2 sacks on it. He was getting pressure the entire time. He was part of the reason why Goff was so uncomfortable in the pocket was
for sure
because Nick Bosa just wouldn't let him breathe, man. It was a very dominant performance from him. But yeah, I mean that whole line did good. I think Nick Bosa is the one who forced the fumble. Was there a fumble? Gibbs had the fumble.
Oh, it was Tashawn Gibson.
Gibson forced the fumble, and then Armstead recovered it. Yeah, that was a big moment for sure. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, Fred Warner, gotta give him his props
for sure. I mean, that Niners team is very talented, and maybe if we put that roster somewhere else, I would give them their props, but
anywhere else, we were talking about this during the game.
Yeah,
where it was like, if pretty much any of those players were just on like any other team, they'd be like some of our favorite players, and they would be like, we'd be talking very highly of them.
Yeah,
and we're mature enough to admit that, but we're not. Yeah. We're not mature enough to
actually give them their
props while they're on that team. The only one who's an exception is Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah, he's the way that I put it is he's not a Niner, he is on the 49ers.
Yes.
So, and that's also how I view Talanoa Hufanga, because I actually genuinely like him. Players that I genuinely hate and don't want to wish injuries on, but would not care if it happened. Dre Greenlaw, on the other hand.
Dre Greenlaw.
Hate his ass.
Can't stand him.
Also, I don't think Jimmy Ward is on their team still, but I also hate him.
Are you thinking of Charvarius Ward?
Maybe I am, but the person that I'm thinking of wore number 1, And Charvarius Ward wears number 7. They have 2 Wards on their team.
Jimmy Ward is on the Texans now.
Oh, interesting. Jimmy.
He was the one that wore number 1.
Ah, I see. Okay. Yeah, I guess they had 2 Wards on their team at one point. But no, hey, that means another cornerback of theirs can step up and also make dirty hits on players. So, it's not just Dre Greenlaw or Charvarius Ward or any of these other guys. Anyways, that's I'm so sick, man. I'm so fucking sick. I'm not gonna lie. You'll never get analysis like this. I'm so sick that the 49ers won.
Sickening.
And it's funny because, like, I feel like the vast majority of opinions are like, oh my god, like, I hate Mahomes and the Chiefs now because they're good or whatever. And it's like, no, you don't know real hater shit if you're, like, not a division rival.
Yeah, like, it must suck to be a hater of the Chiefs. It must suck.
The same thing with the Patriots, I imagine. Just getting
it did suck. In the prime of it, being, a Drew Brees fan and having to defend him over Tom Brady, not an easy task. not one you could take lightly. It is not. It's not feasible, man. It's rough out there.
That's so funny.
But
someone says MVP and you just gotta shut up. But he was robbed. Well,
he was robbed multiple times.
Multiple times. Yeah. Well, fuck Tom Brady. Fuck the Niners.
Fuck Brock Purdy.
And fuck Brock Purdy. And fuck Dre Greenlaw again while we're at it.
Why not?
But yes, unfortunately, the Niners have advanced, and so have the Chiefs, and so we're getting Chiefs versus Niners 2 in the Super Bowl
2.0
again.
The rematch nobody wanted, but we're having it.
Yeah.
Let's get excited for this game. What is there to look forward to? Because there are some, like, let's quit being negative.
Yeah, no, you're right. Because at the end of the day, it's like, it's ball. We have to love ball around here.
And we're gonna enjoy the game. I think, this is a great opportunity for Mahomes to build on his legacy.
100%. And people do want to see Kyle Shanahan get a ring.
They do.
Not me.
I think there's no way that Kyle Shanahan never gets a ring. So, like, might as well get it out of the way.
I mean, like, if this is speaking of, like, this is the year for a lot of teams, I do feel like this has to be, like, the Niners' year. Because I don't know what their cap situation is after this.
I'm pretty sure they have a really good cap situation.
Why?
I don't know.
Oh, probably because fucking Brock Purdy is still, like, living with a roommate in San Francisco.
Fucking stupid.
Making less than $500,000 this year. Yeah. Wild. Insanity.
Stupid. I'm pretty sure the cap situation is pretty good, but I do think that the Niners have a lot to prove. They have a lot more to lose this year, because, like, it definitely won't. They won't get a better chance than this. Like, it's not like next year it's gonna be easier for them.
Oh, certainly.
It's not like next year they're gonna have an easier schedule or easier opponents. Like, it's just gonna get harder. And especially because, like, they're gonna poach, like, coordinators and stuff that are good. Like, coaches are gonna switch around. There's gonna be power levels. A whole new draft class, new players coming in.
Yeah.
Everything's gonna get changed around. A lot of players are gonna get poached from the Niners because teams are gonna want talented players, and the Niners have, like, one of the most talented rosters in football. So it's gonna be a big change. And I think this is it's almost every year you got that mindset of, like, you gotta win it now. And I think the Niners have a lot more to lose than the Chiefs do.
For sure. Because, like, if speaking about agendas, if they lose this game, the Kyle Shanahan choking in big games agenda will be up and running, man.
Yeah.
Batten down the hatches. Let's blast this propaganda out that Kyle Shanahan cannot win a big game.
Yeah, no, it will be on full display, especially if the Niners hold any lead at any point.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I just think the Niners have a lot more to lose because like especially if Brock Purdy goes out there and has like a horrible game, like you gotta at least be able to look at that. You gotta at least like have the self-awareness to look at that and be like come on, like
Yeah.
like because he hasn't exactly shown anything like spectacular. Like he's just he's just helped guide the most talented roster in football to like the throughout the playoffs against like an easy schedule mostly. Um and I don't know. And so the Niners have the most to lose. The Chiefs have like nothing to lose. Like Mahomes has two in the past, 3 years, 4 years. Like the Chiefs don't need to prove anything with this win. This is just stat padding at this point.
No,
if they win.
literally.
It's
literally.
just stat padding and pushing the agenda of Mahomes being the GOAT, which I'm all for.
Yeah.
I,
Especially at the expense of the 49ers.
Yeah. I think that, I mean, fuck it, why not give him back-to-back rings? Why not?
That would be sick.
I mean, he's about to do it if he can just get through one more game.
One more
You
game.
can never, and if there's anything we've learned from these playoffs, it's that you can't count out Mahomes.
Absolutely not.
You can't. He went through probably the hardest road possible. He went through Dolphins, Bills, and Ravens. He didn't take a shortcut. He didn't take the easy route. He went through the hardest teams every time and just did it. He just won.
And is now facing what is probably the best roster in the NFL at this point in the Super Bowl. So like truthfully, it really is the hardest road that this Chiefs team has had to face. I can't think of exactly the teams that they ran through in their other playoff appearances. But I mean, like, this definitely has got to be up there with, like, consecutive games of just, like...
And to follow it up with the Niners, I mean, this Niners team is better than the Niners team from a few years back whenever they played the Chiefs last time.
For sure.
This Niners team is better than the Eagles team last year, 100%. And, like, they beat the Bengals last year to go to that win. They beat did they beat the Bills? No, because the Bengals beat the Bills last year. It was the Bills 2 years ago. Right. But yeah, it'll definitely be, a big test for Patrick Mahomes. But if we've learned anything, it's that he thrives in tests like this, and it's gonna be two of the best head coaches of our generation, Andy Reid and Kyle Shanahan. I mean, the coaching tree of Kyle Shanahan is insane, and
one could say more successful than him. Sorry, I'm still on my hater shit, man. I can't let it go.
He can't just breathe, man.
Yeah. Just resist the urge. No, I mean, yeah, Kyle Shanahan is a fantastic coach, and it does speak to the way that like it really does feel like he's perfected the West Coast offense in a way, and so whenever you have done that, of course your disciples are going to have great careers in the NFL. I mean, like, even they almost lost to one of his own disciples in Mike LaFleur.
Yeah, Matt LaFleur.
Yeah, I always get them.
Yeah.
I always get the brothers mixed up because we have the Mike.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Matt LaFleur with in Green Bay almost come down, but yeah, I mean, he's a great coach. He knows how to build a team, and he knows how to keep defenses guessing. He knows how to run an offense, and he just builds super weapons. He just builds super teams, and this is just the latest installment of it, and it's got its flaws. It's not perfect, but it's about as close to perfect as you can come to when it comes to a football team.
For sure.
And we're just it's the built in a lab, genetically perfect super team of all pro players, and like like generational talents and the offensive head coach, and then Patrick Mahomes with Travis Kelsey and Taylor Swift and Andy Reid. And Andy Reid's not like a some schmuck either. Like
Certainly.
Andy Reid is, also just one of the best coaches of our lifetime. And I don't know, it's a fun battle. Like you get to see two entertaining offenses, at least two entertaining teams go back and forth. It'll be a great coaching battle, great weapons battle,
Great defensive
great
battle for
defensive
sure.
battle.
I will be interested to see which of the two defenses is the one that takes them over the top, because that Chiefs defense has given everyone trouble this
Yeah,
year,
yeah.
and so I think that if they can give Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen trouble, then who's to say they can't give Brock Purdy some trouble?
If there's a quarterback that I think can be physical enough to like keep Debo like kind of under wraps, I think L'Jarius Sneed
Oh,
is
for sure.
is able to do that. And then we'll see if people like McDuffie can keep up with Ayuk and you know.
I think he can. I have a lot of faith in those Niner or the Chiefs cornerbacks, and to me, I think it is really going to come down to who is able to stop Christian McCaffrey in that running game, and also who's going to be able to stop George Kittle. Because even in the
Mm,
game against the Lions, like George Kittle was making like insane catches, doing George Kittle things,
he's
running
gonna
through
yeah
people.
he's gonna do that every time.
Absolutely. And I don't know if the I don't really know if the Chiefs have anyone who can really like fulfill that role. So either they're just gonna have to like scheme something up, or something else. But I feel like it's mostly been the McCaffrey show this year, and with like
Hmm.
sprinkles of the rest of their talent. And so I'd be very interested to see exactly how Steve Spagnuolo wants to play this exactly.
Hmm.
So and then on the other side, the Niners defense just has to be relentless. They just have to lock down Travis Kelsey, and
Kelsey will be a big key, obviously. I mean,
100%.
it's hard not to make him like the key of the game. I mean,
Yeah,
it relies a lot on him because like you can say that McCaffrey's like the glue of the offense, but also like if McCaffrey has a bad game, you got like four other weapons to lean on. If Kelsey has a bad game, I mean, you got Rashee Rice, and then not much else after that. I mean, Pacheco has the potential to have a great game.
for sure, for
Um,
sure.
and then MVS has his one catch apparently that's gonna come, but that's about it. Like, there's not much else going on in that Chiefs team. So I don't know. Well, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, both teams are gonna they have a week of prep time, and they have 2 weeks of prep time, and they have unlimited resources, limited like tape to go over from like the whole season. I don't know.
Who is your pick? Who do you have winning this game?
Are we doing picks right now?
I mean, why not? We kind of just went through
We did.
the
We did.
matchups, seeing the ways that these teams will match up against each other. Who do you think is gonna come out on top?
I've been thinking about it because obviously, like, I want the Chiefs to win,
Yeah,
and like, there's nothing that says that they won't win. I don't want to pick against Mahomes,
right.
but I just don't see how this Niners team loses at this point.
Mm,
I was saying the same thing about the Ravens last week though. And
yeah.
I'm like, is this just gonna be a repeat? Is it just gonna be the same shit, different year? Like, who's your pick?
I'm rocking with the Chiefs
Yeah.
because, like you were saying earlier, if anything, this playoff season has taught us is that Mahomes is going to play the most efficient football of his career. and
He
I
just
also
elevates in the playoffs, man.
yeah,
He just elevates.
it is crazy the way that like, you know, the greats of all time are able to just rise to the occasion time after time after time. The game slows down for them.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like they can like bend every game to their will, and I feel like Mahomes is that guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I did, you know, go pretty heavy on the Niners hater shit. And you know my ass is not gonna pick them.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair.
But I do feel like if any of the teams that the Niners have faced thus far has a better chance to win, I think it's or has the best chance to win, I would say it's this Chiefs team that is proved to be a force in and of itself this playoff. So
Yeah, fuck it. I'll rock with Chiefs too.
let's
I
go.
just,
Let's
I
go.
just can't. I mean, I don't trust Brock Purdy to fucking lead this team. I don't, man.
And I mean, Andy Reid is amazing. Steve Spagnuolo is amazing.
Steve is great.
I feel like they also have the coaching surrounding the team, which is also what I was saying about the the Ravens. But I don't know. As much as I like Kyle Shanahan, I feel like the system he runs can be stopped. It's just gonna come down to like the players themselves if they're going to be able to execute at the highest level. And
Yeah.
you know what? To be fair, Kyle Shanahan can, you know, get the best out of his players, and he does time after time. So it really comes down to if the Niners hold a lead at that point, and then Kyle is cooked. So. But I mean, who knows? I don't want to say anything. And it's although again, talking about what we were talking about during the game last time, I was literally like, you know, this Niners team does not play well from behind, and
then they came back from a 17-point deficit.
Man, I can't believe Detroit sacrificed a conference championship for a Pistons regular season win, man.
Why?
Why?
Oh God.
Do you want to talk a little bit about or do you have anything else to say about these 3 games that we've got?
Don't think so. You want to put in our Pro Bowl parlays together?
Pro Bowl parlays.
Yeah, I'm just fucking around.
Oh, okay. I was like,
I don't think that's a thing. That probably is a thing.
No, if you're betting on Pro Bowls, you need
help.
No, call the gambling line.
If they have Pro Bowl parlays, I'm putting one down.
What
I
feel like it's so like what are you supposed to bet on? Like
I don't know who's gonna win the like dodgeball contest. Who's gonna...
Oh man, God. That's good stuff. Well, now that Joby admitted he has a gambling problem, I
withdrew all my money. Not all.
Oh, that's true because you're up.
I am up. I'm up. I broke even, and then I got a little bit extra. So I originally deposited $100 in, and I ended up with 145.
Hey.
So we up. So I withdrew 115. I left 30 for the Super Bowl because I was like, it's a Super Bowl. I was like, I'm probably gonna want to put like three parlays out just cause.
Why not?
Just cause it's the Super Bowl. So maybe throw in a $5 one. Maybe to do like 2 $5 ones for like NBA or something. But last time I put an NBA one in. Actually, though, it almost cooked.
Oh, really?
It was not the one where it was just the Lakers, but I had one where it was like I had like a Trae Young in there with like a Paolo and Wembanyama and it was a good little parlay, and it was like $5 would have got me like 100.
Oh, nice.
And I just needed Paolo Banchero to get a double.
Oh, I remember that
man
one.
Failed, man.
He was close though. Rough. I feel like.
No, he wasn't.
Oh, was he not?
No.
Damn.
I think he had like 7 rebounds or something like that, which is like close, but like not close enough. But yeah, no. this will be my last $2 until I get another offer to match it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Joey's gambling career ends with the Super Bowl, much like the NFL season.
Mhm.
So,
Maybe I'll keep like maybe I'll just put $10 down on the Super Bowl and then just like do like a bunch of $1 parlays.
ooh, okay.
I'll do a bunch of like 20 leg $1 parlays on the NBA and just pray that one hits.
And then we're up. Then we'll get
And
out the
then
hood.
next time you'll see us, we'll be in a studio and
Yeah.
and we'll be recording with Chandler Jones and
Oh Jesus, and AB.
and Simone Biles' husband and what's his name? Fucking
I don't know. He's on the Packers though. Isn't
yeah,
he?
his last name's Owens. That's all I know. He's on the Packers. Last name Owens.
Well, Mr. Owens, if you're listening to this podcast, hit us up.
Come join us. We don't know your name
we don't know your name.
because your wife is more successful and you're a bitch. But did you not see the shit where he was like, nah,
Oh yeah.
I'm like I'm not Simone Biles' husband. She's my wife. Like some shit like that. Like basically like tried to downplay her and like
Right.
tried to say
yeah.
that he didn't know who she was whenever they met, even though he like had been watching gymnastics. And I'm like, I know like half the world didn't watch gymnastics, but they all knew who Simone Biles was.
Right,
Don't
yeah.
try and act like that. Like, shut up, bro.
Simone Biles, you deserve better.
You do. Call my line.
A man in a happy relationship.
I'm sorry, baby. That was a joke. I'm sorry. It was so good. You know you'd leave me for Simone Biles too.
To be fair, I was also thinking of the same joke. I just had more self-control and I didn't want to.
I was just about to say your impulses didn't win.
No, yeah, as much as I thought it, but
It's like me and watching the Mean Girls movie.
Renee Rapp.
Renee Rapp, you are the next podcast guest. Come talk sports with us.
She doesn't even have to talk, to be honest.
Just sit here.
Yeah, or it doesn't even have to talk about sports.
Yeah, just
whatever you want, Renee.
whatever you want.
You can talk about anything you
can
want.
ask us the questions.
Yeah. But yeah.
And the answer to the first question is yes, I am single.
Oh man.
I'm sorry, baby. I love you.
Do our partners even listen to these podcasts?
Nah, but we love them anyway.
Exactly. Love you, baby. Love you, baby.
Love you.
Yeah, so we can hit up the I honestly just want to talk about this Lakers Warriors game that went crazy a few days ago.
First time that two players over the age of 35 scored 35 or more points.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I did not know that.
First time that two players that were on opposing teams were both over 35 and both scored over 35 points. Like, individually. Yeah.
That's crazy. The league is changing, man. Who knows what I feel like LeBron is the first person to like unlock this level of longevity, but is he going to be the last? I don't know.
I don't think so. I mean, I definitely think that he's different, in that aspect. Like, I definitely don't think that it's gonna be something that's like commonplace.
Right.
But do I think he's like gonna set all the longevity records? No.
At least he is now.
He is now.
But will he finish?
I meant will he keep them for like long? Well, I mean,
I don't know, cause like even Kareem's scoring record stood for like 20 years or something.
Yeah,
like more than 20 years.
It'll definitely stand for a while. It'll be hard. It'll be a while before anyone catches up to any of LeBron's records.
Yeah, and
I don't think anyone that's currently in the NBA is going to come close to touching them.
I mean, I think the only person who might be capable is like Luka.
I was gonna say Wemby.
True. I mean,
he's 18, starting or 19.
Yeah.
19. I mean, he's young enough. He's got the talent. He's got the opportunity. I mean, he's getting the minutes more and more. Like they're slowly giving him more minutes and stuff. And he's making them count.
Absolutely.
He's been great.
He is 7'4" though, and those guys tend to be a little bit more injury prone.
Yeah.
And so I guess we'll see what happens with the rest of his career. I think that he's gonna have like a long and successful career for sure. But
yeah, and you definitely want to hope. You definitely hope for that.
absolutely. Um, and speaking of LeBron, speaking of greatness of all time, LeBron put up 30, 20, and 10 in that game.
Oh my god,
And he is now the third Laker to ever do this, next to Elgin Baylor and Kareem himself. And so that to me, like, thank God that game went into double overtime because I was starting to root for that 20 rebound mark, like in the like towards the end of regulation. And then it went into overtime and I was like, oh shit, he could do it. And then it went to double OT and I was like, literally he just has to get like 2 or 3 more rebounds and he's there.
36, 20, and 12.
Like, what the fuck is that? Like, that's insane. That's an insane stat line. And like the crazy part about this game is that like AD went out at some point because of injury. And
Still finished with 29, 13, and 3.
I mean,
The D'Lo experience was on full display. He got
Bro.
28 points and had some of the worst turnovers you've ever seen, but hit that really clutch 3 in transition. And like, oh my god.
the more, cause it's so funny. I saw a video on my timeline today where D'Lo was just like fucking smiling, driving that ball down the court, and like LeBron's in the background being like, "I got it," and then D'Lo just like pulls up and hits it, and it's like, man, like
his confidence, man, it's unmatched. I saw a video earlier today as well or yesterday of him waving off. And he was 19 at the time when he just got drafted to the Lakers, and he waves off Kobe. Like Kobe comes to meets him at the key to try and like get the ball, and he just waves Kobe off, like tells him like, go, no, I got this, and then just pulls up and hits a 3 at 19, bro.
That's crazy, man.
To wave off Kobe Bryant and then just sink a 3 immediately.
And he basically waved off LeBron. I don't know if you heard him say like, I got it.
He probably heard him.
But he was like, I pretend I do not hear. And
instead I just drained this shit. Like,
yeah, that was truly insane. And like when Steph Curry hit that 3 with like 4 seconds left in the game, I was like,
oh my god, yeah,
my life is over.
Yeah, are you talking about the end of the first overtime? Yeah.
Or no, well that too. Whenever
yeah, because he did it twice.
He did do it twice. And he made clutch plays to get the Warriors back into the game at the end of regulation, where he like cooked AD. I fear.
Yeah.
What else can you say? What else can you call that? Get a layup to tie the game, and then he didn't cook AD, but like I think like Vando fell down, and then AD was just late to contest, and
Draymond set a screen and like knocked over Vando. And AD was just on the inside, so like Steph got like one of the most wide open 3s, or as wide open of a 3 as you can get in the NBA.
Yeah, especially for Steph Curry.
Yeah, especially if you're Steph. And so yeah.
And then he hits a 3 to put them up by 1 at the very end of the game, and then LeBron drives down the court, gets fouled. And sinks both of his free throws, which, knowing LeBron, is never an automatic thing. Never an automatic thing. And so, thank God he hit both of the free throws in the clutch, and we walked out the building with a dub that day. So
crazy game.
I was gonna make a joke about the Warriors being called dubs and us getting the dub, but I couldn't quite connect it in a way that I wanted to.
We
call them the Lauriers because we took the dub with us.
We went to Dub City to get the dub.
Yeah, that was crazy. We did that on the road too, and we've not been good on the road.
We haven't been good.
Currently last time I checked, the Lakers were losing to the Rockets.
They're still losing. Don't check.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, no, it's a 10-point game in the 4th quarter with 3 minutes left.
Yeah, we lost. We don't need to talk about that one, though. What are his stats looking like actually? Braun with 30, we're 23, 6 and 10. AD with 23, 7 2. Russ
D'Lo with 23.
1 and 5. Rui had 16.
That's pretty good. Damn. Jalen Green with 28. Alfred Sengun with 29.
29 and 12. Jalen Green with 28 and 12.
Sengun and Green have basically the same stat line here. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's insane.
Cam Whitmore was cooking us.
Oh my god.
Jabari Smith, Dylan Brooks. Jesus Christ, man. I hate this. I hate this shit.
Can't believe this is my life.
I cannot believe this is my life. The one thing that the Lakers could do is be like a little bit consistent after nothing in the NFL went my way this year. So, but alas, that is the life of a sports fan.
Mm-hmm.
And
it never goes how you think. It never does.
It really does not. But speaking of the way things go, I think the way this podcast is gonna go is it's going to end because I think that's all we got this week.
I think that's all we got. Yeah, I mean it's hard to talk as much when we got 2 games to cover and then that's it.
Yeah, technically 3 games because we only talked about 1 NBA game. How have the Mavs been doing to chime in for our resident Mavs fan here? They're currently the 8th seed. The Lakers and the Mavs are right next to each other. Oh, okay. Now it is a 15-point game. All right. Well,
you shouldn't have checked.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know why. The Mavs are beating Orlando right now. Good for them. And let's see what was the last game that they lost to the Kings. So, I mean, this Mavs team has also been equally as inconsistent as the Lakers, I feel like. And to be fair, well, and they Luka 73.
Oh yeah.
That we definitely should have.
That. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Luka 73. Oh my god.
Luka is the first player to put up 70 plus points on like 75% efficiency. He had 10 rebounds and 7 assists.
Insane. Yeah, no,
8 for 13 from 3.
Him doing that, I also want, because it's funny, I want to point out how Devin Booker had like a 60-point game on the same night, but lost.
and the 70-point game that D-Book put up earlier in his career, he also lost that game.
He also did, yes. Yeah, no, insane. But yeah, no, Luka he's that guy. He's
magic. It's in the name.
Luka Magic, man. They have been on kind of a losing streak lately. Not gonna lie, they have not been playing great. Actually, no, they won 2 of their last 7.
Oof.
Yeah. So not looking great right now. They are kind of in a rough patch, but
yeah, I guess that's why they've fallen down to the 8th seed. But now I'm like, we're a game and a half back from Dallas, so
fuck them. We need them. We need them to drop.
That's what I'm saying. Although losing to the fucking Rockets certainly does not help our case.
Oh my god, yeah.
But at least I feel pretty confident in like making at least a play-in spot. Because the teams that are below us currently are the Jazz, the Rockets, Golden State, Memphis.
Oh, who won that game between the Thunder and Timberwolves? Timberwolves, actually.
Timberwolves
beat the Thunder 105-99, or it's 105-99 with 7 seconds left.
The Thunder are still the 1 seed currently.
Well, they're about to lose it. Because they're
losing. After today.
Yeah, they're tied with the they have the exact same record as the Timberwolves. Because I remember seeing that this game was like gonna decide who was the number 1 seed in the West.
Oh, I see. Well, and Denver is also tied those team with wins. They only have 1 more loss. The Clippers have been cooking this. They're 8-2 in their last 10. So
Clippers do look good.
I saw like a power rankings that had the Clippers at the very top, and I was like, damn,
Wow, that's kind of crazy.
that is kind of crazy. Above Boston, even.
Yeah, no, that is insane.
Putting a fourth seed above a number one seed in a different conference is kind of insane to me, but I
Yeah.
mean, hey, it happens, I guess.
But yeah, I think that's about it for this episode. We still got the Pro Bowl next week, and then the NFL honors, who will
Oh, true.
finally get to
true.
see Lamar get his second MVP and get to see Myles Garrett win Defensive Player of the Year. And
Hey, we'll see.
hopefully, and Puka to be
Rookie
of the Year, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Hopefully,
I hope so, man. I hope so.
it's him or Stroud, man. Him or Stroud.
And they both deserve it.
Yeah.
But I like my Pookie.
That Pookie.
Since there is gonna be a lull in NFL stuff next week, I was thinking I've already sort of cooked this up. I haven't finished it, but I might talk about my all rookie team that I've been trying to put together.
Oh, for like next year?
Or no, for this year.
Oh, so you're like building an all rookie team, like.
Yeah, I have like I just haven't like gone through the entire offensive line, I think. But I think I have
That's fair.
I think I have every other position in place that I wanted to bring up.
Okay. Yeah.
So
if I got time, I might cook one of those up, or
yeah.
some ideas there.
Or if you wanted to do your segment on a Super Bowl parlay, a couple Super Bowl parlays.
I could actually. I might do that. I might cook up a couple Super Bowl parlays, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what we can cook up. You know, it's the last game. You gotta go big.
Absolutely.
Thinking a 10-legger, a 5-legger, and and then another 5-legger that's just the opposite of that first 5-legger.
Ooh, yep. What is it called? Hedging your bets?
Yeah.
Literally hedging your bets.
I'll do literally exact opposite. So I'm either 100% right or 100% wrong.
Hell yeah. Well, it's been a good one this episode. I hope everyone out there is recovering from getting the worst Super Bowl matchup we could have had. And we will hope to. We have one more game left in the NFL season. It feels like it's flown by so fast.
Biggest game of the season, but yeah. Oh man, off season's gonna suck.
I feel like this is gonna be a rather interesting off season.
It will be, but it's just gonna suck not having any football.
Yeah. I'm
just gonna deep dive into the draft.
I think so, right?
I'm just gonna have to hammer that draft.
I'm excited about this draft cycle for sure.
Oh yeah, this is a great draft.
This is the most involved in a draft cycle I feel like I've been in, and that's literally just like knowing players before like a month before the draft.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it, and I hope you are all too.
Yeah, and with that, bye.
See ya.